Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great evening. Well, I've made it through another week of hell because it's Wednesday, having gone through the Dan Saleo show. I guess Philly 500 took it easy on me, so he wasn't there. So it's interesting when Philly 500 isn't there, we actually have really deep discussions. It's not so much getting beat over the head like Philly 500 telling me you're delusional and this, that, and the other. It's actually real conversation. And we had a good conversation about the possibility of primetime going to the Cowboys. But that's not what I'm here for. But at least I got that out of the way. This is, I hope this is good news. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has noted their 25 semi-finalists for the Hall induction. Now, the induction will be anywhere from 4 to 8 players. And one of those players, which I think he should have already been in there, is safety Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and Dallas Cowboys all-time leading tackler. As I go down the list on here, I don't see, let's say they take 8. I don't see that there are that many people. That I can't say that there's 7 people on this list, 8 people on this list that are more deserving. Now, there's some great players on this list, but Darren Woodson, 3-time Super Bowl champion, heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys defense, all-time leading tackler in Cowboys history. We got Eli Manning. Eli Manning, really good. 2-time Super Bowl champion. Had 2 great playoff runs, and one of the most iconic catches, literally that catch that ended up getting caught off the helmet because it was kind of a little high, but be that as it may. Linebacker Luke Ketchning. Shortened career with the Carolina Panthers, great linebacker. Wide receiver Steve Smith Jr. Steve Smith, another great Carolina Panther player. Earl Thomas, one Super Bowl champion. Definitely a game-changing safety, but I wouldn't put him ahead of Darren Woodson. Kicker Adam Vinatieri. Now, Vinatieri played for a long time and was part of a lot of Super Bowls. I could see Adam Vinatieri definitely, even though he's a kicker, definitely one of those guys that I would put there in the top 8. Defensive end Jared Allen, good player, no championships. Linebacker Terrell Suggs. Suggs, of course, with Ray, that defense was really good. You got it. Suggs, I think maybe that's another one that should go in there. Antonio Gates, tight end, Chargers. No Super Bowls. James Hairston, linebacker, of course, with the Steelers. I think he got 1 Super Bowl. Good player. I don't think he's better than Darren Woodson. Defensive tackle Vince Wilfork. Wilfork, with the Patriots and stuff, big guy, mean, tough defensive tackle, really good player. Not putting him above Darren Woodson. Offensive tackle Willie Anderson was a great one. Maybe you have to look at him and say he's another one that should be in there. Maybe that's number 4. Wide receiver Torrey Holt, really good receiver, but I'm not going to say that he was okay. Antoine Bolden, close to being a Super Bowl champion. That Super Bowl against the Steelers was a great Super Bowl, but I'm still not putting him ahead of Darren Woodson. Reggie Wayne, another one of Peyton Manning's great targets, really good wide receiver. Definitely should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but not sure I'm putting him ahead of Darren Woodson. Rodney Harrison, another great safety, but I'm not going to say that he's better than Darren Woodson. There's a lot of safeties actually in this year's this year's fame. Defensive end Robert Mathis, good defensive end. Still, not putting him ahead of him. Fred Taylor, good running back. Not putting him in front of him. Hines Ward, Super Bowl champion, one of the dirtiest blockers out there at wide receiver. Not putting him in front of Darren Woodson. Ricky Waters, great running back. The New Orleans Saints literally gave up a whole draft to draft him. And then he smoked a lot of weed and was out of football for a while. And then he came back from Miami Dolphins. Offensive tackle, Richmond Webb, good player, not putting him in front of Darren Woodson. Guard, Steve Winowski, really good offensive lineman, still not putting him ahead of Darren Woodson. So I'm looking and saying that Darren Woodson has got to be 4 or 5. 4 or 5. And he should definitely be getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this time. He should have already been in there. But I think part of the problem for Darren Woodson is the Dallas Cowboys have an embarrassment of riches already in that Hall of Fame class. I mean, you've already got Michael Irvin, okay, the playmaker. You've got Emmitt Smith, of course, the Cowboys the NFL's all-time leading rusher. You got Troy Aikman. You got Larry Allen. And you've got Charles Haley. And so, at some point, the Pro Football Hall of Fame doesn't want to make it all about the Dallas Cowboys show. And so that's where they kind of have to spread it out because in recent years, of course, you've had Jimmy Johnson go in there. You've had Drew Pearson go in there. We've had, the linebacker. Lordy, my memory's getting old. We've had Drew Pearson. We had Jimmy Johnson go in there in recent times. God, I can't believe I can't remember his name. It was just 2 years ago that he went in. Yeah. The thing is the Cowboys get more love than anybody else. So that's where it's kind of like, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But Darren Woodson, I would think, should be getting in this year. We'll have to wait and see. Then again, the way this season has gone, it wouldn't be a surprise if he wasn't going in there. I might consider, if Darren Woodson goes in, I might consider going back to the Hall of Fame again for the Hall of Fame game. Although, I don't want to say this. I really don't want to say this. I've gone to the Hall of Fame several times. The first time I got to go was Roger Staubach and Franco Harris were working with United Way. And I actually got to meet Roger Staubach and take Roger Staubach back to his hotel. And I want to say that's when Larry Allen was inducted. Since that time, like everything in the NFL, so much has changed. Now they've redone the stadium. They have the Hall of Fame game on Thursday and then the ceremony on Saturdays. They're building, I don't know if the water park is done yet. They're building a hotel with a water park in it, trying to make it, more family friendly. They have like a Hall of Fame mall that's right there at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And, it just doesn't have the same feel that it used to have. And maybe it's just me being a grumpy old man. Everything seems like we're adding all these new things like it's a carnival. And that's where I feel like with the Cowboys right now. It's like it's everything now, and football's kind of the side thing that you go to. But the Hall of Fame is life-changing if you are a true diehard football fan. Alrighty, good people. Appreciate you. Peace out.